Your grip's messed up, Liz.
You know what's fucked up? Messed up. I wasn't even looking at the front side.
It was funny because I'm going to censor myself. But I still said it. I'm just going to say it again good.
I was not looking at the front sight. It was just fuzzy.
I thought you were about to say it again. It was just fucked up.
Stop.
Oh, he's not red. What's up, face?
My face red.
Good morning, Liz.
It's always
Good morning, Vincent.
hello, good sir.
Oh, my goodness. Welcome to the chaos.
Man, my grip is messing us up.
It's a good thing that we're going to do this. I'll tell you what, we won't do it live. We'll just record it, and then we'll go back, and that way you can fix all your screw-ups with your grip.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
Accurate.
Workman, good morning. Jim, good
hello.
frickin' morning.
Ruckus? What's that?
Ruckus.
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 Isn't ruckus with a U-S?
I don't know.
I don't know how to spell.
What is... Like I'm creating a ruckus? That's a different word. What is this word? Tell me. Get out of the way. Vincent, I hate you so much.
Jim, good morning. Welcome to Monday. Or Wednesday. What day? Okay, wait. Let's see. I want to see this. This is the new... oh, come on.
The new grip.
This is the new. You guys, this is too new. You hadn't even seen this stuff yet. The way to get precision shots.
Precision.
Shots here.
Precision.
Look at that.
You're not even resetting the trigger.
Cheating's winning when you're an
Hey.
adult.
Look at
No,
that.
no.
Smoking that
No, no.
bullseye every time. Not that you guys can see that.
Part
But
of
There you
this
go.
whole thing.
oh, Workman said you're right, Liz.
Look at that.
He says, "Dang, Liz is right."
Cheating's winning.
I typed it so fast that I misspelled it twice.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Oh, I
Workman
didn't,
misspelled something?
I didn't like. I wasn't even.
That's impressive.
I was looking forward to learning a new word.
No, well, that was a made-up word. It probably isn't a made-up word. It's probably a real word. But what is the definition of the word that you typed?
Yeah,
That's what we
mine
want to
didn't
know.
Autocorrect.
Now we want to know what that is.
Hey Google,
My phone never on.
what is ruckus?
Your phone is tired of you misspelling stuff, so it doesn't even bother anymore.
My Siri gave up on me.
Yes, Siri said nope. All right, good morning, all you crazy individuals that tune in. And I forgot to put GOP in the title too. So just a reminder, I'll try to remember to remind you at the end also. So this Thursday, tomorrow morning, we are having our GOP breakfast, gravy over pancakes breakfast, just down the road from us at, where are we going? Uncle Bill's on Manchester Road. So at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Uncle Bill's, Manchester Road, come hang out with us and eat some breakfast. You don't have to have gravy over your pancakes. It is tasty, and it's worthwhile trying if you haven't tried it yet. But you can have whatever you want. All right. I'm going to go through inventory, again, super quick this morning because we have stuff going on, and we have lots of arguing to do or discussions to have about grip. Jim, all right, awesome. Jim will be late, but he'll plan to be there. Very, very cool. Okay.
My lord.
Oh, damn, I forgot my coffee. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate your service.
Welcome, my lord.
Anyway, shotguns. We have shotguns up here. Interestingly enough, I had a great discussion yesterday. Vinny was teaching a basic pistol class yesterday. And after class, I was helping out when they were downstairs in the range shooting. And after class, I was in the classroom chatting with a couple of students, and we got talking about shotguns. And it turned into this whole discussion about shotguns and how awesome and not awesome they are, and how super awesome they are for home defense and how terrible they are for home defense. And it was awesome. It was a good discussion. That was strange that it came out of a basic pistol class, but I like shotguns. Shotguns are fun and difficult, which is part of what makes them fun. Don Fitz, yo. First time at breakfast, awesome. Well, we will be there, and we will be having lots of shenanigans, I'm sure. All right, lots of cool stuff up here on the wall. Again, I got to go through it kind of quick because we've got some stuff we want to get through discussion-wise, and we've got all sorts of things going on this morning. So we've got lots of long guns on the wall, mostly AR style in 5.56. We've got some 7.62 by 39 and some 308. And I've got some 9mm, 5.7, 300 blackout, and other goodies such as that up there. I really dislike the children that I work with on a daily basis. Oh, nice. Vincent. Shadow Systems. I've got pistols. DR, XR, MR920s, CR920s, Springfield, XDMs, Hellcats, Prodigies. Remember, anytime you see that little $100 off thing, you can save $100. In that case, 100 John bucks. Smith & Wesson, I've got Shield EZs, Equalizers, Bodyguards, CSX, 5.7s, 10mm, 9mm, and M&Ps and SDs, SIG, 320s, 365s, all sorts of different variants and flavors of those, and some legacy guns, some 226s, 229s, 210s, 220s, so on. Speaking of legacy guns, here's some Berettas. We've got some 92s in different flavors. Zach, we do have PDPs. I'll get down to those in just a second. CZs, HKV P9s, a couple Masadas in there. FN 509s, FNX 45s, LS and CC Edge. Canic, SFX, Mateys, and FNH 509. I haven't had one of those for a while, I don't think. The T. Glocks, I've got 47s, 19s, 19X, 43X, 34, 47s. Here you go, Walther. 4 PDPs. I've got a 4-inch PDP. I've got a full-size, compact, so that's compact grip, full-size slide. We had... Oh, here's a Pro, PDP Pro. God, that's just a sharp pistol right there. I am a fan for sure. So we've got some PDPs in there. Ruger 5.7 Security 9s, Max 9s, EC 9s, LCP Max and 2s, Sky, Taurus, and Arex pistols. So Zach, if you want one, come get it. If you're going to come in today, I don't recognize your name from being on here in the live show, but I will put guns aside for people if they're going to come in a day or so that watch on the live. So if there's one of those you want, put away so it doesn't disappear before you get here. Just let me know.
We should go look at the gun.
I'm sorry.
We should go look at the gun. Let's look at this gun. Let's look at this gun right here. It's a good gun.
What are we?
Isn't this a nice gun? Look at that. Look at that cool SIG.
What are we?
It's a cool SIG.
I don't know what is going on, Vincent.
We're looking at a cool gun. Don't the people want to know about a cool gun?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
Look at this cool gun. We could change it up a little bit and go to this gun because it's also cool. Look at that cool gun for people. We didn't throw a coffee cup on the ground. That never happened. We're looking at a cool gun.
Okay, now I gotta go over here.
We're looking at
John Fitz, you are 100% right.
a cool gun. Nothing happened over here.
Don't worry
What
about
the
it.
hell is going on?
Don't
Worry about it.
So now we have to. Okay, hold on a second.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
So, okay,
Oh, good. That was my biggest concern.
your pants are not good, Vinny. They have a gigantic hole in each leg.
Yeah, so that way I have airflow. It's glorious. Don't leave my gingerbread man though.
So now we can't talk about grip. We have to talk about stance because you have to be able to stand on freaking
Don't even
slippery
go down
surface
that rabbit
because
hole again.
you totally screwed up where we're supposed to be shooting from.
Oh. Is this where we were going to shoot?
Yes.
Well, all that recoil is going to make us slip and fall.
Yes. we're not going to know which way to move our feet.
Dang lasers.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's okay.
I almost tripped. Great. Okay. Back to our regularly scheduled chaos instead of the unscheduled chaos. I don't even know what we're doing anymore. So why don't you... Oh, hold on.
No.
Come over. Just get over here.
Do you need me to sit and stay and...
I'm not gonna lie.
Where are you going?
It's your show.
No, we're arguing.
Go.
William.
Go.
I hate you.
You can't just stand there. You got to talk to the people. They're here to watch you.
Okay, so here's our debacle. We're talking about grip and how it affects what, accuracy or precision? What are we talking about?
You use the words.
I am of the mindset that your grip plays somewhat of a role in your ability to be accurate. Precisely accurate. Well, so let's first define things. So accuracy. Accuracy can be different depending on the size target that you're shooting at, the distance, and some of those factors as well.
Your
Precision is more considering bullseye precise shooting. So we're little tiny target, being very precise. Like that little tiny post-it note over there that we're going to be, there it is. Boop. God, it's
can't see the laser, Vinny.
Itty bitty.
So we can't see you missing.
So,
I don't know
precision.
why all those laughing faces just popped up. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Who knows? So, how much does your grip affect your precise accuracy? We know it affects your grip, or we know it affects your accuracy when you're shooting quick, to be more efficient. Your grip, the main goal of your grip is to return the gun back to where it was before recoil. Okay, so if I have the gun and I take my shot, my grip is responsible for bringing the gun back to the same position it was aimed right before recoil. So my grip, you know, the gun moves a little bit in your hands, and it's supposed to bring the gun right back to where it was. What?
I don't know. I can't read the comments. I was just...
You were laughing at me?
No, I was laughing at the video of this gun moving around, me standing here with my lips not moving, and this female voice. Like, I don't know why, just all of a sudden it struck me as funny.
That is kind of funny. Okay,
Like,
so
my inner monologue has a female tone.
that's pretty funny. Oh, are we gonna have that discussion? The inner monologue
No.
versus pictures?
No.
No,
Someday.
not that's
Someday.
different. And
We'll have
we
it
need like
someday.
medical
Okay.
professionals here for that.
I'll stay there.
I thought you just
Okay, so the purpose of your grip is to return the gun back to where it was after recoil, or before recoil. So how much does your grip affect precision shots at a smaller target or at distance? Accuracy is hitting your target, precision is hitting a specific spot on said target. That's a good way of saying it.
John, come back.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
He said he loves us, so we love you too.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been here since 2017, so
Oh, yeah, for sure coming back.
you need to come on back.
Okay, so I think that your grip has a place in precision shots. They don't. So now I do believe a lot of this is semantics. We're arguing kind
I
of
think so, too.
the same thing. I think we all agree on the same thing, but there's one thing that I like to overthink the shit out of.
One thing, you
Well,
overthink everything.
Just in this case.
I don't believe that to be true.
You know
either.
what? But my overthinking gives
See,
us some
there,
kind.
you just it just happened again.
got it.
But look at these cool topics we get to discuss on the live show. Not wrong. So, anyway, explain your points with grip and accuracy.
So, well,
Or precision, sorry.
yes.
Sorry, did I set it up right for you, or you need me to talk some?
So when she says that, yeah, see, even Don Fitz, one thing, yeah, lots of question marks. That's not true.
Chicks, yes.
Precision. Okay? You can hold the gun whatever way you want. Okay? I could hold the gun. If I could balance it on my index finger and pull the trigger without moving the gun, I'm going to hit exactly. Stop. I'm going to hit exactly what the gun is aimed at and what my intended target is every single time, outside of ballistic errors and that sort of thing. Okay? So, what's the question?
What moves the gun?
Bad trigger pull.
Which,
So trigger pull is more important than grip
but your trigger press
for a
affects your
precise
grip.
shot. No, trigger.
Try to move this little finger without these fingers moving. Do it.
They're not moving.
You're such a pain in my ass.
They're not moving. I can hold the gun like this. If I have a bad grip, I'm sorry, damn it! If I have a bad trigger pull and a bad grip, the gun moves, okay? If I can have a bad grip and a perfect trigger pull, grip makes no difference in taking a single shot and hitting a precise target every single time.
I don't disagree that I can shoot the gun
So
upside
there,
down.
I'm right. There we go.
I've done it before. I have shot a gun upside down, just like this, used my sights and everything, and I shot a great shot to prove a point that your trigger
Your grip
press,
doesn't matter.
well, but the purpose of your grip is twofold. I want to remove the aspect of your grip is only meant to control or
Don,
manage
you're
recoil.
correct, but we're not talking about follow-up yet.
Exactly. That's why we're talking about precision and not efficiency.
Yeah.
Efficiency really relies on follow through and managing the recoil, and that's precisely
Grip matters.
100%.
Absolutely.
I am not arguing that
Yep.
in any way, shape, or form.
Me either. Because I think grip is very, very important in the context of how we shoot our guns.
Absolutely.
But if we are talking single precision, grip does not matter.
So here's the thing. So we also have to remove the new shooter versus the seasoned shooter. So let me
Yep.
come back to that. I'm not saying that your grip is only, what I'm saying is your grip is not only meant for recoil management. Your grip can also be a part of your trigger press and the manipulation of the gun when you press the trigger. Mostly I see this in new shooters. I think, and to your point, whenever you were moving this finger, you were able to keep these guys still. The more that I hold these tight, I can keep those still, which is also a reason why when you go fast, you shoot efficiently, your support hand is supposed to overcome these guys tightening. They're all connected. The tendons through these fingers are all connected in the same muscle down here. So when you move your trigger finger, the other fingers apply pressure as well, which they call them three amigos, and they move the gun to the left, low left, etc., and so on and so forth. So I have been able to, because a new shooter will tighten up this grip.
I don't know what Donnybrook is.
They can't move in this middle joint only yet. Okay, so those are advanced things. A new shooter will 100% manipulate their whole grip by their trigger press, and that is pretty much what I'm saying.
By their trigger press.
But the trigger press is
So
part of your grip.
No.
But that's what I'm saying is your grip does more than just manage recoil.
Your grip, you're changing your grip because of a bad trigger press.
But your trigger press is affecting your grip.
It's affecting your grip.
Right.
It's not part of your grip.
I disagree. I think your trigger, because these are all connected and they work together, I do believe that your trigger press is part of your grip. Because also if you
Why are you getting so close to me, Vinny?
I do it.
If you put your finger too far in the trigger, this is one of those things that is kind of annoying. Where you put your trigger on your finger is a huge thing to some people and not a huge thing to most people. But if you push it so far in that you're pushing on the gun, when you press the trigger, you will push the gun over to the left. Again, your trigger finger is moving the gun. Sorry, excuse me. God, this is hard to do.
It's hard to do, yeah.
Sword trick.
If you have your finger all the way in there, whenever I press the trigger, it's gonna push the gun over. So that's also part of your grip. It's
So
up
here's,
here.
can I expand on that a little bit?
Yeah.
And maybe make your point or counter your point. I
Okay.
don't know. It depends on how you look at it. So, to me, the bigger thing is there are plenty of people that can stick that finger all the way through there and press the trigger straight back. If you have gigantic hands, okay? For most people, the reason why the gun moves is because when they put that finger all the way in, the gun is not sitting in their hand correctly, okay? So now, because of a bad trigger pull and a bad grip, the gun moves.
Yeah.
All right? That's not because the grip was bad, that's because your trigger pull is bad. If you can, I hate talking off the camera, but I can't fit me and the gun in the camera at the same time to talk about things.
You can back up a little bit.
But then you can't see. And this, I don't know, the orange gun's great, but
There's
it
a
also,
Sir crystal right there.
it also hides. Let's see. Is it loaded? Let's see. No,
It's too loaded. Hey, good on you. That's
So that's what we see a lot when somebody's more comfortable with that trigger finger all the way in here. Their grip is terrible. The gun moves as they pull through. What you were saying earlier, but it's because of a bad trigger pull. It's not the grip's fault.
See,
if you could hold the gun this way in a bad grip and still pull the trigger,
so
where's the post-it? There it is. Oh boy, I don't know if I can do this. My wrists don't bend that way. Oh, it's terrible. If you could pull the trigger straight back without moving the gun in that terrible grip, you're going to hit perfectly.
So how do you isolate your trigger finger from the rest of your fingers if you're a new shooter? If you're still working on that, how would you say that your trigger press is part of your grip at that point? To where and that's what I'm saying. I just don't like absolutes. I just like to consider the fact that some students might need us to address their grip, and this happens all the time with my students. I will have them adjust their grip, like considering how they're gripping the gun to overcome the way that they're pressing the trigger. A lot of this is psychological because I'm getting them to focus on their grip and their trigger press. So a lot of it is
to
psychological,
forget about other stuff, yeah.
But a newer shooter doesn't have the ability to isolate this trigger finger. That's the difference between shooting fast and shooting efficient, or shooting precise and shooting efficient. Your support hand is meant to overcome your fingers tightening as you're going fast. They're not going to stay still as this guy's just going fast. So you have to tighten down with your support hand. With precise shots, to your point, that you can have whatever grip that you want. However, if you can't isolate this trigger finger, which is how you get a precise shot, then you have a whole hand squeeze, which is part of your grip. You can accommodate the grip to overcome that, which is what I do. I'm getting them started on getting that support hand.
See, I think it's arguing about what grip is. To me, grip is how you're holding the gun, not what you're doing while you're trying to do something else.
But what's the purpose of your grip?
Just to hold the gun. Hold on to the gun.
We just talked about this. We were talking about efficiency
So
follow through.
when you say that your bad trigger press is I don't know the words you use, but is changing your grip, affecting your grip,
yeah.
right? That's trigger pull. That's bad, not grip.
But your trigger pull's affecting your grip.
Your trigger pull is changing your grip because your trigger pull is terrible. Your grip doesn't matter.
Yeah. Again, I think we're saying the same thing. I truly do. I think you understand what I'm saying, and I think that I know I understand what I think I understand.
Using your fingertip isolates the trigger pull from your whole grip, sorta, right? That,
if you can do it.
Yeah, if you can do it, and it still doesn't necessarily isolate it. It's a learned thing. It's just like we talked about this, I don't know, last week or something. The stupid human tricks of like raising one eyebrow. I can't do that, right? And that I don't understand how people can do that. For some people, being able to do that. Some people can't do that. For some people, trying to pull the trigger at all it's a whole body endeavor.
Try it
I
right
want to
now.
shoot my gun
Just doing that.
now.
Yeah.
Right? Interestingly, though, after this past weekend's class with Fieldcraft, something that I never really thought about. I do talk and please don't think that I don't think grip's important, because I do, right? When I teach grip, I teach loose thumbs, right? Grip comes from your fingers and squeezing the gun between your palms in big picture. There's lots of fine-tuning stuff you can do in there. Matt, the instructor from Fieldcraft that was here, he had us do a thing where we squeezed with our strong hand thumb straight down, and like really hard, and tried to move our trigger finger well, and we couldn't do it. And it's something that we see a lot when people grip the gun, is they really grip, and you see these fingers really dig in, you see their fingernails turn white and all this stuff. I think that has something to do with, or a lot to do with, a good trigger press. All right, so just try that. Just ball up your fingers, squeeze that thumb down, and try to move that trigger finger smoothly. It's really tough to do. If you relax that thumb, it becomes much easier.
Which is also to my point. Because
Of what?
the more that you tighten this down, the less dexterity I have here. Which is a big reason why your left hand, or your support hand, needs to do a job, or a better job at overcoming this whole
If we're going to
hand
shoot
squeeze.
fast, yes.
Even new shooters, as they're shooting slow, need that help. So I teach way more beginning shooters like privately than you guys do. You guys do more of the advanced stuff for sure. So maybe I've just encountered it more. I don't know, but I have been able to adjust people's shot groups with adjusting their grip.
I agree with
Tighten
that.
up with your left hand. You're shooting left, trying to be precise because your whole hand squeezes the gun and moves it left. So we all agree on that, right?
I 100% agree on that, and that's just because trigger pull's not perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
So we're
and the
talking
same
about
for me,
chicken and egg.
when I, just like you said, when I start shooting fast, and I think this happens to a lot of people, if we start shooting faster and faster, we start really trying to bear down with that dominant hand, and that will change how efficient your grip is, or how efficient your trigger pull is. It'll start moving a gun around a lot more. Your left hand's way more important. If you are shooting left, I mean, there's all sorts of reasons into you're overdriving the gun this way to the left, so your left hand can help overcome that.
That's like
But if we're doing one precision shot, it does not matter if I have a good grip on the gun, what I would consider a good normal shooting grip, or a terrible grip on the gun. I could still get very accurate, precise shots.
You can.
I think anybody can that holds a gun that way and presses the trigger straight backwards. If they have a good trigger pull and a terrible grip, they will hit what they're aiming at every time. Every time.
One simple keyword there.
Because yes,
Yeah.
That's all you
because
need.
and the chicken and the egg, chicken and the egg.
Don says you're both right. Vinny's wrong.
Poor Vinny's just been dilly dallying over here to the side.
Watching you, Don.
So,
Just has
but
to be stable, yes.
you agree that you can adjust shot groups with adjusting your grip, even for precise shots?
No.
Maybe that's the question. So
No.
why?
Well, if your trigger pull is bad, sure.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. So
Your grip can counter
Okay.
bad trigger pull.
So you're saying that if someone shoots, a right-handed shooter shoots left, new shooter, whatever, and to get them to move the groups back to the middle, you're saying you want to address the trigger pull, not the grip.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on...
Okay, that's precise. I just don't like absolutes.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing is like sometimes we need to adjust grip, sometimes we need to adjust trigger press, because there's only so much
Truthfully,
trigger press
it's-
that you can,
It's going to be...
All of it.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's everything.
yeah.
So,
That's
I
mostly
don't know
what
what you asking.
I just wanted you to be open-minded that your grip can manipulate your shot groups, and that your grip,
Groups, yes.
precise groups, one shot. I mean, like whatever. Your
We need to
The
go
whole
downstairs
on the
and
paper,
shoot our
you can do
guns
shoots.
like this.
one hole or 17.
I want to go
don't care,
downstairs
but
and shoot our guns like this.
I do not. Absolutely does not like absolutes. 100%.
Now you're talking in absolutes. Where are we going
I
here?
100% hate absolutes.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know what. So what?
So what did we
Okay.
learn today?
That grip doesn't matter, except that grip really freaking matters.
Exactly.
Right? And that's really what it is.
Grip matters
and
all the time.
this is actually a really good point to talk about shooters starting shooting slow and precise versus shooting faster and more efficient. That's something that I've had to work on. There's an upper level instructor or competition shooter that he says, if you start slow, if you start shooting slow, you will have a really hard time going fast. That is absolutely true. I was that person. I'm very much a precision bullseye shooter, and I want to see those bullseyes. Like that's.
You go, it's
I get my pat on the back. You know, that's an ego thing. Truly, it is a huge part of that is an ego thing. Seeing that hole appear in the middle of your bullseye. You got to get out of your comfort zone and be okay with shooting outside of that. But these guys, they more learn to shoot efficiently and quickly with purpose right at the beginning. And they can slow themselves down and get those good, accurate shots. But it is difficult for a newer shooter to speed up. At least for me, it was. And I think there's a big part of this conversation that has to do with that concept.
I think when I learned to shoot, it was very much the same way. It was, hey, you want to, this is the X, this is what you want to, this is what you're supposed to hit. If you don't hit that, you're wrong, right? And the X is this big. I don't feel that way anymore, and I try very hard. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't get that same reward from putting one hole in the center of a target. I was doing it this weekend in class when we were shooting slow. You know, day one of the Fieldcraft class was a beginner level class. So it was a lot of slow shooting. I liked seeing that I had one little bitty hole right in the middle of my target. And we were shooting at 3 to 5 yards, so we were very close. And other people's groups were like this, and some were even bigger. But I like that, and I can do that. But I had to do the same mental shift several years ago that this is the bullseye, not this. And anywhere inside of there is okay. That's a bullseye.
I've never had that.
You've never felt like
Never, that bullseye thing is never, even from the military side and the Marine side, the infantry, it was our targets we used in training were the beautiful green Ivans.
Yeah.
If you smacked them the amount of times they needed to be smacked, they dropped. It didn't matter if your shot was here, 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 or here, 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 here. You dropped the target. And the qualification Marines, which is easy, by the way, I don't care what anybody says. If you fail, you kind of suck. But you're shooting at a big-ass target, and the bullseye area is very large. I don't care what anybody says. It's very large. So it is one of those things to where that bullseye mentality of, I need to hit this little thing has never been something that I have got enjoyment out of. It was good enough is good enough. He's a hater, but that's besides the point. I'm deaf, but I ain't that deaf. But don't you be looking at my pants. Watch his eyes. Watch his eyes while I'm talking here. But it is one of those things where that little bullseye dot has never been my enjoyment. It is good enough is good enough.
I think.
Can I make a tight group? Yes. Can I make a tighter group than both these guys? Yes. Just kidding. But it is one of those things. It is one of those things where that has not been my driving force. It is, depending on the target, the distance to the target, good enough is good enough. And my simple thing, if you've been in my class before, hand size groups make my heart happy. At any distance, a hand size group makes my heart happy.
what pace you can achieve that at is
Dependent on a lot of things, but I will always strive to go as fast as I can at any distance, keeping that hand size group. If I can pull that off, that is a bullseye in my heart.
I think you bring up a
No
really
pun intended.
I think you bring up a really valid point of how differently people shoot and what affects them in their head. You know, because obviously us as instructors, we can get a student that is very, very much overthinks things like I do.
now you got her overthinking about where she's going to stand.
So some people are more cerebral and they overthink things. They'll hold the gun out there for a long time and
Nick says coming
Shazam
from
it
someone
when
with a
it's
pumpkin
perfect.
spice latte.
Vanilla latte, thank you very much. I like to party, and I like my
What
coffee.
happened to the mocha? I thought you got white.
I also get white chocolate mocha, but don't worry. Tomorrow is my pumpkin spice latte, because that's finally came out.
Oh boy.
It's the season again.
He's going to come in here sashaying tomorrow.
And shoot fast.
And shoot fast.
But some people are more. We see this a lot with athletes. People that they just the physical world is just much more easy to just quickly navigate. I'm sure you know all kinds of people like that in your life. You know, people that are quick to do something and they're fairly flexible in time and all that, and then you got someone that's like, okay, I need to plan for that, and it's just very similar with shooting. It's like, I got to plan for this shot, and you like overthink it, anticipate it. But some people just pick it up and go. I think you're one of those people. Like, it's just like, okay, it's just do it.
And in my defense, my biggest thing, I try to help a lot of people that want to do the
Why don't
shenanigans.
you try to be on the camera?
No,
Since you're
but
talking.
then I'm cutting you guys out. Like,
It's okay.
That's okay.
it's sad.
I can still look over your shoulder.
But my deal is that a lot of people, they have a tendency, exactly what you're talking about, they overthink a lot of things. And the one thing I do to try to help them is, one, stop thinking.
Yeah,
You do that very well.
You
Think
do,
less.
for sure.
Think less, do more. Somehow it works.
Happy place.
And the biggest part about it, and the only reason I'm capable of doing the shenanigans that I like doing, is that I learned to trust myself. Because when you're shooting 0.2 of a second or the dirty 0.15 splits between your shots, you don't have time to think about stuff. You got to be able to just trust yourself. And if you can't trust yourself, you'll second guess yourself, then you won't do it, and it's a vicious cycle. So it's a matter of learning to trust yourself. So guess what it boils down to? Training and practice. Come see me in my spicy drills.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug, and I don't care.
Start with mild drills.
Start with mine.
He'll wear his fancy pants.
You got to
for
work up the
Absolutely.
spicy drills. So, Don Fitz, go away.
Time I shoot the way you guys were talking about, I get comfortable and,
Just fart in the bay.
and fart in the what?
He relaxed too much. Good job. Okay. On that note, we're out. Weirdest pants ever. Yes, they
David,
are
don't judge
strange,
my pants.
but I'm sure comfortable.
They are very comfy.
All right, we're going away. We have stuff to do, things to get ready for. You guys, I'm sure, have way better things to do. So,
Don't you discredit our shenanigans? Our shenanigans are awesome.
Yeah,
and they
we're
love it.
awesome.
That's right. That's right.
okay, we're out.
Hey,
You-
no. GOP tomorrow.
Oh, GOP. Damn it, I did forget. Thank you. Breakfast tomorrow, 8 o'clock.
Uncle Bill's.
Uncle
Day?
Bill's on Manchester. Come hang out with us. 8 o'clock, we'll be there. Some of us a little early. Then you'll be there at like 6:30 in the morning.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Aaron will probably be there at 6:30 in the morning.
I'll probably
So-
be late Liz tomorrow.
Every day. Every day. I'll be out there tomorrow morning. Dan, you coming tomorrow? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Charles, you coming
You
tomorrow?
coming tomorrow? Yes.
GOP.
GOP. Yes, you can take pictures.
That, so he said maybe, so he didn't have to say no on camera. So
He will be there.
we.
You don't have.
You don't have to have gravy on pancakes. You can have.
Or a crepe.
You can have. What kind of Canadian thing
Crepe.
do they sell at Uncle Bill's?
I found out that I'm a quarter French Canadian last week, by the way.
We're violent.
They can make crepes. There you go.
Me and
They'll
Charles
make
can
you
do
crepes.
They have crepes.
Anyway, that's it. So, shenanigans.
Yes.
We're talking about
I
shenanigans.
hear
Yes.
someone say shenanigans one more time.
That was Don Fitz. That's what he just said.
Forgot what movie.
Just, Rob, go away. I can't laugh. It hurts. It hurts my ribs. Please don't do this to me. Okay, 14803 Manchester Road in beautiful downtown Baldwin. Gravy over pancakes tomorrow morning. Uncle Bill's. Please come hang out with us. If you guys need something, come see us.
Vinny, hold on. Get behind his right. Yeah, that's right. There we go.
Stay safe. Be nice to one another. And we'll catch you soon. Later.
Toodles.
Awkward pause.
From the training department.